A few years ago, a guy connected here at the Jar, and the Jar kind of became a well for him. He was able to come and just share his whole kind of being. He was a very smart guy, really intelligent, had a huge business kind of acumen, and he kind of got messed up, though, in some stuff in his past. And he got involved in drugs and some financial stuff. He was actually arrested for real estate fraud. And in the midst of all of this, he's like, I wish I could have went back and changed what I had done, but I couldn't. And then all of a sudden, I found myself so empty that I was at a well, but there was nothing I could get to come from it. And he was actually convicted and sent to prison for 3 years for real estate fraud. He wrote this. He said, I hope you don't mind, but I wanted to take a few minutes and to write to you some of my thoughts. I was the poster child for a cocaine addiction. I went to prison. My family suffered. My wife of 20 years divorced me while I was in prison. She left my children as well, and my children went through so much. My mom died while I was in prison, and I found out that I couldn't forgive myself. I carried such a burden of unforgiveness toward myself that words cannot express how much I hated what I saw in the mirror. But one day in prison, I was as empty as I could be, and I came to Christ and I gave my life to Him. And in that moment, I realized that Christ had forgiven me, but I still couldn't forgive myself. I tried my best to stay connected with my kids and called anytime that I could, but I couldn't forgive myself for not being there for them. I will never forget one day, I called my daughter and she answered, and she's crying on the other end. Honey, what's wrong? And she shared that her boyfriend had broken up with her. She was all alone and hurt, and she needed me, but there was nothing I could do except to do my best to comfort her on the phone. When I got off the phone with her, I was so mad. Not mad at her, but I was mad at myself for what I had done. I couldn't be there for my daughter. I remember going to my cell. I shut the door, and God talked to me quietly, and He said these words. He said, enough already. Enough. I have forgiven you. Now you forgive yourself. I realized in that moment that until I forgave myself, I could not move on. And when I did, my cup got full